Hello, welcome to the Daily Devotion for June 24th. I'm Kathy Morris, pastor of the Dixon United Methodist Church. Ambrose of Milan lived in the 4th century. He became a bishop and one of the most influential leaders of the first centuries of the Christian Church. Ambrose was not born a Christian. He was not baptized as an infant or a child. When he was about 35 years old, he was a Christian by belief, but not yet by baptism. At that time, the Bishop of Milan died. The laity demanded that Ambrose become the new bishop. Ambrose hesitated, but then accepted. He devoted himself to study and became a strong voice against paganism. The world during Ambrose's time was religiously diverse. Ambrose worked hard to keep Christians true to faith in Christ. He wanted them to avoid the traps that came with being drawn away by other beliefs, traditions, and practices. This is what Ambrose wrote about the centrality of Jesus Christ for our lives. When we speak about wisdom, we are speaking of Christ. When we speak about virtue, we are speaking of Christ. When we speak about justice, we are speaking of Christ. When we speak about peace, we are speaking of Christ. When we speak about truth and life and redemption, we are speaking of Christ. In our Bible reading today, we have a passage from the Old Testament, from the book of the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah proclaims God's promise to send shepherds, leaders, who will nourish God's people with knowledge and understanding of God's truth. I will be reading our passage from Jeremiah chapter 3, verses 15 through 18 from the Common English Bible. I will appoint shepherds with whom I'm pleased, and they will lead you with knowledge and understanding. And in those days, when your numbers have greatly increased in the land, declares the Lord, people will no longer talk about the Lord's covenant chest. They won't recall or remember it. They won't even miss it or try to build another one. At that time, they will call Jerusalem the Lord's throne, and all nations will gather there to honor the Lord's name. No longer will they follow their own willful and evil hearts. In those days, the people of Judah and Israel will leave the north together for the land that I gave their ancestors as an inheritance. Jeremiah, like Ambrose, lived in a world with other religious beliefs and traditions. The Jewish people of Jeremiah's time, they were inclined to drift and wander in their faith in the one true God, Yahweh. Jeremiah knew that the people needed genuine leaders of faith to maintain their dedication to God. For us, that shepherd, that leader is Christ. And it is only as we are led by Christ that our lives can shine. Shine for others. Shine for the nations. Shine with wisdom, virtue, justice, peace, truth, life, and redemption. In your prayer journal, I invite you to draw a cross in the middle of the page, and then around the cross to write the words that we have from Ambrose: wisdom, virtue, justice, peace, truth, life, redemption. Then draw an arrow from each one of those words to the cross. For indeed, Christ is our shepherd and our all.